good hormones inspire growth in all kinds of areas of our body. And if you're in that place, well, I'm this old, I'm this injured, I'm this restricted, I come from this background, and that's the reason you don't do the work, you're kidding yourself.
Hello and welcome to Season 2 of Unlock Potential. I'm Brian Delaney. Our focus this season is fitness. I'll be joined by Dr. Corey Duvall, who's going to guide us through his protocol for getting into your best shape so we can live our best lives and serve others well.
My steady work, first thing is medicine ball shoulder squatting to standing for 10 minutes using a 70-pound medicine ball. And the focus is resist tension, record total reps. So that's my steady work. I got 70 reps in 10 minutes, making sure not to hold my breath. There was a little bit more of that this morning. That was a challenge for me. You might feel that to be a challenge too. What I had to do was adjust my position and back off so that my eyes would stay at that horizon level. So because I'm feeling good, ready to go. I've got the daily original work. I look at the different levels that we have in the app so far. All this is going to be broken down in the Stay Active Method app in such a great way. Every time we see the designs, every time we meet with our development team, we get more and more excited and we get more and more ideas of how to refine. So at some point, we're going to have to stop evolving or iterating and actually deliver the product at a good quality, not with everything we want, but we'll add to it over time as you guys request more and more ability to, whether it's connect with community, more transparency into workouts, whatever it is. But today, my work is 3 rounds with descending reps, 21, 15, 9. So it's a standing barbell ground to hip at 225, and it's a headstand to a handstand, which seems like I get those every time I film. Just to keep my ego in check, I guess. But 21, 15, 9, the way those workouts, there are 2 sets of this work, 225 standing barbell ground to hip and head and a handstand. So I got to do 21 of each, then 15 of each, then 9 of each, and it's descending rep count. So yeah, you guys will get to laugh and and hurt with me here on the headstand to handstand, but it's all about practice. I'm good with the headstand. Handstand is still a challenge. But for me, it's not the fact that it takes long to happen, it's the fact that it will happen. And I'm just taking the time every time to practice and move my ego out of the way so I can make some progress and really just lean into the effort. The effort is what's teaching me so much. So over time, that effort gives me balance. If you find yourself sweating like this, that means you're breaking through. You won't get an unreasonable amount of sweat when you're not breaking through. This happens to me about every single time I do handstands. All the stuff that's been in my shoulders for years, especially people usually hold trauma in their hips, stress in their shoulders. When you start doing handstands, it's crazy. You grow your body's ability to metabolize emotion through motion, right? Your body all of a sudden starts to take stress from over time and starts to let it out of your body. And that's why you'll find yourself sweating comparatively an unreasonable amount for a certain level of effort. And there's certain exercises that get at that, and they're usually the ones that I would avoid, like this. And they're usually the areas that I haven't moved the most, so I don't trust the most, which is just a great metaphor. It's like we don't move in certain ways, not because we can't, not because we don't want to, but because it's become a pattern. It's become a way of understanding our world through ourselves. And we understand our world is limited, not safe, no ability to trust. So, of course, courage isn't there when we need it. And that's a huge deal. It's like, can you do the work of lifting heavy shit on a regular basis and doing that, putting that level of effort out there? And also, can you do what Roddy's doing right now, where he's pulling the sled and just leaning into and committing to the work? It's a really big deal, because our brain will find all sorts of creative distractions, things that seem like work that aren't work, while we're doing the work, to get out of the work, because it's not familiar with it yet. But when we surrender, it changes the game. When we do work like this, that gets our blood pumping faster. When our blood pumps faster for short periods of time, it reverses the hardening of the heart and arteries. That's what doctors say. And so the natural progression of uninterrupted aging with lower and lower movement is deterioration, chronic illness, injury, disease. That's a natural course for somebody who has a sedentary lifestyle. And it's because our bodies weren't built for a sedentary lifestyle. I've talked about it before. If you found the human form with all the joints, ligaments, everything like that in the forest, you would guess that it was something that was built to move. And so when we stop moving, things harden up. First, it starts with joints, muscles, cartilage, tendons, all of that stuff. Then it goes down into it goes down into the bone level, where we're in a place where we're retaining less bone density over time. We're losing bone faster than we can build it, and that becomes just a natural process that leads to the hardening of the arteries, because blood's not moving quickly enough through those, so the arteries can do their job and be soft and supple. The faster the blood moves, the cleaner it gets as well. If it's moving slow, it's not going to get as clean. A lot more time for issues to go on. And then when you get down to the softening of the arteries, the quick blood flow that's available but not always asked for, then you get to the softening of the heart. So when we enter into an active lifestyle, instead of the sedentary deterioration of the heart by hardening, in some of the most recent research, what they did, they put people on a 6-month protocol who had been previously sedentary, and they noticed somewhere between a 15 and 20 year age reduction on the heart. Exactly how that's measured, your guess is as good as mine, but that sounds pretty significant to me. And what it is just regular exercise pattern that has a level of intensity to it that's appropriate. And here we listen, we get all that. And so the anti-aging factors are kind of crazy. Probably bring Corey back in for a full episode on that. But reversing that, and also just hormonally, what's going to happen when you start living a sedentary lifestyle and you get older? As you get older, past the age of 30, essentially, your body starts to shed everything it doesn't need. So it'll shed muscle if you don't use it. It'll shed all mobility if you don't need it. It'll shed when you're in that place where, as in a sedentary lifestyle, your testosterone declines. All of a sudden, your hormonal imbalances, you'll lose your hair, right? And that creates another issue. And you'll lose your hair faster, right? Male pattern baldness is a thing, but you'll lose it faster. So why not hang on to what you have for as long as you have, and put yourself in a good position? And so good hormones inspire growth in all kinds of areas of our body. And if you're in that place, well, I'm this old, I'm this injured, I'm this restricted, I come from this background, and that's the reason you don't do the work, you're kidding yourself. you're kidding yourself. It's like, you could still do the work. There's like people with a lot less who are doing a lot more. So you're just making an excuse, and I understand that, but it's just not good enough. Like, it's not going to undo the effects of aging. Your excuses are not going to undo the effects of a sedentary lifestyle. The reason for you having that sedentary lifestyle doesn't matter because the result is still the same. You're still not moving, and there's going to be less movement over time. So, yeah, we'll dig into that more as we go. But that's the importance of doing this work and testing yourself. The more you test yourself, the more the body brings on adaptation. All right, just finished up my daily original work. That's going to be the end of my work for today. That took me just under 40 minutes, somewhere like 38:30. It was great work. Like I said, it's so unfamiliar. It can be uncomfortable. You may hear me talking about it a lot, and it's because it's something that I'm actively pursuing around those transitions from headstand to handstand, and just being able to be in a position where I have that level of mobility and strength, whether it's at the beginning of my workout or the end, to be able to lift my body. There's a couple of attempts where I tried to go from headstand to handstand, made that a couple of times, which was sweet. That's big progress for me, especially being upside down. Learning how to walk on my hands, learning how to get inverted is so big. Get all that blood flow that pulls at our feet, spread back throughout our whole body so we can recycle the whole system. That's super, super key for us. So get on this, find Stay Active Method on Instagram, find Unlock Potential, shoot us a direct message. We'll get back to you. Right now, Corey is still building his list and working through that list of those of you who have reached out to him to get your no-cost consultation to find out where your opportunities for growth are, and so he can help you, give you guidance through your obstacles. As we talked about, it's like results that match your efforts, guidance that meets your needs. That's what we're always trying to achieve. So join the movement, stay active, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Unlock Potential. Follow us across all socials at Unlock Potential 360 and visit our website at unlockpotential360.com to shop our gear and see what's coming up next.
The information and views expressed by our host or guests on the Unlock Potential podcast are their own, and not a substitute for professional medical or fitness advice. Always consult with qualified healthcare or fitness professionals before starting any new exercise program or making changes to your current routine.